I'm having a little project done here at the house, and I decided to video the process to see if, number one, if it's something that was worth doing, if it's something that you might want to have done to your home. I live here in Florida, and I have a pool with a screen enclosure, and it's probably about 15 years old now. So here in the Florida sun, it's definitely taken a beating. We have had a couple of pretty bad storms, and some of the screens have loosened and torn. So I wanted to show you that as well. And so I am actually going to have the frame of the enclosure pressure washed and also painted, since the paint is discolored at this time, and then of course it completely rescreened. So let me take you along the journey, and hopefully this will work out well. Okay, it's first thing in the morning, and the screen enclosure renovation is going to start today, and I just wanted to give you a before look. It's probably hard to see, but there are several screens that are actually out. This one right there. Several of them are torn, and you could see that here's a hole over here. See that in the screen. You could see a lot of discoloration on the screen itself. Over here you could see that the spline is actually hanging down. You can see at the very top that that screen is totally out. These screens are fairly old, so it is time for the renovation. Even though this has been pressure washed in the past, you could still see the paint has definitely been discolored. And of course, you've got some algae growing down at the bottom because it doesn't have proper drainage. Over here you do have a screen that's torn out. That is actually from Hurricane Ian. There's the missing screen up at the top. Okay, so I will keep you posted as to the progress. Stay tuned. Okay, so they're already started ripping out screens. Just pulling out the spline. The next step was for them to come in and paper and tape to keep paint off of areas that we don't want paint, such as the pool deck and of course the pool. tie back trees and shrubbery. You can see they have paper doll up against the house. There's some more shrubbery over there that's tied back. Today is actually paint day. Not sure it's gonna happen because we do have storms that are moving in. So I'll keep you posted. So we had to postpone the painting because of the hurricane, and it's pretty nasty. So this is kind of the mess that the hurricane did on my back patio. As you can see, the pool is still covered. I'm still waiting for my new screens and for the paint to be done. Now, however, the cage has to dry for 24 to 48 hours before it could be painted. So I'm just dealing with this mess for right now. Okay, it's finally sunny out and fairly dry. And the painting will start today. So this is the pool after the painting. Now I will tell you, and I'm going to insert some photos, the pool was totally black from paint, even though it was covered. As you can see, the pool is really cloudy. You can't really see the bottom. So I'm hoping that that clears up. The screens haven't gone in yet. Some of the things you really do need to be careful of is, for instance, our landscaping rocks. Unfortunately, we did not realize that they were not going to be covered, and so all of our nice red rock, it's red river rock, is now painted black. Even our decorative stones and the rings that go around the sprinkler heads. So some of those things, not real happy about. We're hoping some of these footprints come up, but again, you could see all the black. Our plants are black. Even our decorative rocks, these boulders. That part's just really, really, really unfortunate. Some things just were not covered, and I don't know why they weren't covered. The other thing that you're going to have to look at is everywhere that was taped, you could see, I don't know if you could see, glue residue, as well as it's actually taken the paint off. So the pool, and the patio and the surrounding areas is going to need to be repainted, something that we were not anticipating. The other thing, we do have a really nice patio in the back, and unfortunately the wood grain has also collected black paint. This is not something that can be sprayed because this is a PVC type of plank, so we're just going to have to keep on scrubbing it and see. Again, areas such as the windowsill, black. So we're hoping that the cleanup is going to be better. Just some things that you need to be careful of and watch for if you do get a screen enclosure painting. As you can see, everything is still in disarray. We did take all the cushions in from the tables, which is good. So today is the day that the screens are going to start going in. You can see he's already started on it. We still have issues with the pool and the landscaping, but I'll keep you posted on that. So the screens aren't quite done yet. The ceiling ones are in. And the side over there. I'm a little concerned about the pool because the pool is still opaque. You can't see the bottom. So I am concerned about that. And the door is in. There's a screen there. We still have a little ways to go. So here's the finished room. Finished screen. It's good to have it done. There are definitely some things that I would have done differently. And, you know, I think that it was definitely a learning experience. So after about 6 weeks, the pool is much clearer. There is still quite a bit of black paint dust in the pool. We've had to replace the filter to the pool pump. We have had to clean it every single day. Take the filter out of the pool pump and spray it out. It is just black. I will hopefully insert some photos. As you could see, we still do have a lot of overspray. You could tell on the outside, maybe I could open the door here, that there's still black overspray. Still a lot of damage, of course. As I looked, you could see the amount of dirt that is collecting. This is textured and it's not supposed to be. It is supposed to be very smooth. And apparently they used the wrong nozzle when they sprayed, which is going to be a problem, a definite problem. As I had mentioned in an earlier clip, all of our rocks were painted black. That still is a huge issue. One of the other things that I wanted to show you, because the paint ended up being textured instead of smooth, you could see a lot of, I guess where the paint actually dripped. I'm gonna see if I could, I don't know if you could really see, but you could see drips up here. I don't know if you could see right around there. there's just a lot of uneven areas because of the way the paint did not adhere correctly. It wasn't sprayed correctly. You could see right up there how I mean that is not supposed to look like that. That's all just paint that has run. Pardon the leaves. And those types of areas are all over the screen. So when it is sunny out and the light catches those areas, they look absolutely terrible. On the outside of the house, you could see all the overspray where that's all black spray from the spool, the screen enclosure where they didn't have it taped off. You could also see the entire, see this is where it was taped off. This is all overspray. That's all overspray. So to sum up the entire experience, I have to say that I am disappointed. As you could see from the clips that are in the video and some of the photos that I've inserted, there was more damage done to the home than I had expected. And I just never would have thought that that would have all happened. I have spoken to a number of other painters that do this type of work, and they've all agreed with me that that should never have happened. There was just so much overspray, not only on the house, on the soffits of the house, on the pool deck itself, but the amount of paint that went into the pool, even though the pool was covered, was just totally unacceptable. It has now been, I would say about 6 weeks since the work was completed, and I am just now getting to the point where I could see the bottom of the pool. We have cleaned it every day, and we have replaced the filters. The actual pool pump, the motor is actually leaking at this point, and the service says that it's most likely because of the amount of paint that is probably around the seal that's gotten trapped. So not only has it done damage to the home itself, it's done damage to my pool. It's done damage to the pool pump. I've had to replace the filter of the pool pump, and you know, of course, the deck itself is going to need to be repainted. 3 sides of the home are going to need to be repainted because of the amount of overspray. As you saw from the video, my decorative rock will all need to be replaced. And the surface of the pool enclosure itself, I know that I mentioned it in the previous content in the video, but again, when I spoke to a number of other painters, they have agreed with me that the sprayer was obviously not on the right setting, the spray nozzle, because the entire surface is very textured. That type of pool enclosure is not supposed to be a textured type of surface. It's supposed to be very smooth. And being just a few weeks from it being completed, I could already see the amount of dirt that is accumulating on a textured surface. So at this point, really the only way to repair it is to start from scratch again, and to sand the entire surface down, which will mean replacing the screens again, taking everything apart, sanding it down, repainting it, and go through the entire process again, which is not something that I just don't want to do it. Now, can this all be avoided with a different vendor, a different service provider? Yes, I have known a number of people that have had this same type of procedure done, and their enclosure was absolutely amazing. It was absolutely beautiful. So unfortunately, it did not work out so well for me and for my home. I am disappointed, but yeah, hey, I guess lesson learned. Unfortunately, I learned the hard way. I thought I had a very reputable company come out. They seemed like they were, and unfortunately, it wasn't the case. So if you've had a similar experience, please let me know. I'd love to hear your story. If you have any questions, let me know as well. I will be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. So until next video, have a great day.